I was 19 when I met him. Let's call him Ethan. He had this infectious smile, the kind that made you feel like the only person in the room. We met at a college art fair, where I was nervously showcasing my photography. Ethan strolled up to my booth, his messy brown hair falling into his eyes, and started asking questions about my work. Not the polite, half-interested kind of questions, but the ones that showed he saw me. He got me. We talked for hours that day, forgetting the world around us, and by the time the fair ended, he had my number and a promise to grab coffee. That coffee date turned into late-night talks, shared playlists, and walks under starlit skies. Ethan was my first love, the kind that makes your heart feel too big for your chest. He'd leave little notes in my backpack, scribbled with goofy doodles and sweet words. "You're my favorite adventure." One said, "I still have it, tucked away in a box I can't bring myself to open." For 2 years, we were inseparable. We dreamed together about traveling the world, about building a life. I trusted him completely, the way you only do with your first love. Ethan was my safe place, my confidant, my everything. But looking back, there were signs. Tiny cracks I didn't want to see. He'd get secretive with his phone, saying it was just work. He'd cancel plans last minute, blaming late study sessions. I brushed it off because I loved him. I believed in us. Then came the night everything shattered. It was a chilly October evening, and Ethan was late again. I was at our favorite diner, waiting with a milkshake and a knot in my stomach. He'd been distant for weeks, and I couldn't shake the feeling something was wrong. When he finally showed up, he barely looked at me. His eyes were restless, his hands fidgeting. I asked him what was going on, my voice trembling. And then he said it, "I need to tell you something." He'd been seeing someone else. Her name was Lily. She was in his literature class, someone he'd mentioned in passing, always with a casual laugh. But it wasn't casual. They'd been meeting behind my back for months. Coffee dates, study sessions that weren't about studying, late-night texts I never knew about. He said he didn't mean for it to happen, that it just did. But those words didn't soften the blow. They cut deeper. I felt like the ground disappeared beneath me. My heart pounded, my vision blurred, and all I could hear was my own breathing, loud and shaky. I asked him why. Why her? Why us? He couldn't answer. Not really. He just kept saying, "I'm sorry." But sorry doesn't undo betrayal. Sorry doesn't stitch a broken heart back together. I left the diner that night, tears streaming down my face, and didn't look back. The next few weeks were a blur. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. Every song, every place, every little thing reminded me of Ethan. I'd see his favorite coffee shop and feel like I was suffocating. Friends tried to help, but their words felt hollow. "You'll find someone better," they said, but I didn't want someone better. I wanted the Ethan I thought I knew, the one who promised forever. Healing didn't happen overnight. It was messy, nonlinear, and sometimes I'd take 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. But I started finding myself again, piece by piece. I poured my heart into my photography, capturing the world through my lens, every shadow, every burst of light. It was my therapy, my way of making sense of the pain. I started writing, too, filling journals with words I couldn't say out loud. And slowly, I began to see that I was more than my heartbreak. I was stronger than I knew. Months turned into years, and I grew. I traveled to new cities, met new people, and rediscovered my own spark. I learned that love doesn't define you. It's just a part of your story. And while Ethan was my first love, he wasn't my only one. I dated again, cautiously at first, but with an open heart. I found someone new, someone who showed me what trust really looks like. But more importantly, I found myself. Looking back, I don't hate Ethan. Not anymore. He was young, flawed, and human just like me. His betrayal broke me, but it also taught me. It taught me about boundaries, about self-worth, and about the kind of love I deserve, one built on honesty and respect. I'll always carry a piece of that first love with me, not because I want him back, but because it shaped me. It made me who I am today. So that's my story. It's not just about heartbreak. It's about resilience, about finding light in the darkest moments. If you've been through something similar, know that you're not alone. Your heart might feel shattered now, but it's still beating, and that's proof you're stronger than you think. Share your own stories in the comments below. I read every single one, and they mean the world to me. If this story touched you, give it a thumbs up, and let's keep sharing these tales together. Thank you for listening, for being here. Until next time, keep shining, keep healing, and keep telling your story. See you soon.